Hello! In this tutorial we'll show how to set up Vault with OIDC on Tornjak. So we're going to be following the documentation or Spire OIDC Vault. So first we need to have an instance of Vault, and there are some instructions how to set up for TSI, so I will just follow this setup. And I have a IKS IBM Cloud cluster, so we'll just follow these instructions here, set up ingress and start the Vault. So I just started the instance of Vault, and let me get the ingress value. This is the address of Vault, and we also need the root token. Okay, and right here this is a root token. So we can go back to the configuration and we just have to export Vault address and root token. So let's copy the Vault address and the token. Now let me test the access to Vault. We are all good. So the next step would be execute configuration to set up a Vault instance. And there are multiple steps. We have to enable the Vault secrets right here, enable JWT, then we're going to set up the policy. So for example, we want to set up a policy that gives read capability to a specific location of the specific secret. So for this purpose, we're gonna use a secret that is at this path, secret data my super secret, and the policy would provide the read capability. And here we create a policy just like that. So now we're going to set up a role that will define who has access to this policy. What is this identity that's going to be that allows access to this policy? So in our example, exactly like we did before with the OIDC Amazon S3 bucket tutorial, we're going to follow the same model, which is any container running in European cluster for any of the cluster names and the namespace running as a Elon Musk service account, and must be a Mars mission container, any image, just as an example. And the token is alive for 1 hour, and this role defines access to this policy that we just defined earlier. And here we're going to create a role. Let's call it EU role, since it opens access from Europe. So this is how we do it. So we actually have a script that does this work, and the script is listed here. So let's take a look at this script. Okay, so this script takes 3 values: OIDC URL, root token for Vault, and Vault address. And it's doing exactly the same thing as the documentation. It enables the JWT token, then it writes the policy, then it configures the OIDC discovery right here, writes the policy. Here's the role that provides access to the policy for the EU accounts. And we call this role EU role, and it's defined right here. And then at the end we show the steps how to set up the container. Okay, so since we already set up the Vault address and the root token, now we just need the OIDC endpoint. During the installation it was displayed right here. Okay, let's go back to our documentation. Okay, so looks like we already have everything set up. Let's run the script. Okay, we don't see any errors. That's good. And here's some helpful output. So the first step, we have to create a secret. So let's create a secret under my super secret path. Okay, secret created. Next step, we have to start the workload container and get inside. Okay, so we are done with Vault. So now it's time to deploy the test workload that would be accessing Vault. So we're going to use example Spire Mars SpaceX. So let's take a look quickly at this file. And right here, this annotation defines what's the identity for this container. So it should be EU, SpaceX, default namespace, and so on. Okay, so let's deploy this one. And since I'm running this container on OpenShift, I will switch to the default project. And now create example Spire Mars SpaceX. Okay, let's see. So the container is running. Let's get inside. Okay, we are inside. I need the JQ parser, so let's quickly install it. Okay, done. Let's grab the identity of this container. We can get this directly from accessing the Spire agent through the socket. This is the identity of the container. So this value here is the JWT token. So I'm going to assign this to environment variable. Okay, now export role, and the role that we use was called EU role, and the vault address that we used, the vault address was here. Okay. So we have JWT token, we have the vault address. Let's execute the login so we can get the vault token now. This should create an output file called out. And right here, there's a client token. I can actually display this through JQ. Oh, that's a little bit easier. So this value is the client token that we want for accessing Vault. So the quick way to do it is through using JQ. So echo. Okay, so now we can make a call directly to Vault using this token and try to obtain the value associated with my super secret. And that's test 1, 2, 3. That's the value that we pushed to a Vault server. Okay, that concludes another tutorial about setting up Vault with OIDC on Tornjak. Thank you.